Yeah! Multiplying fractions isn't over yet. No. We have to consider what might happen if we have a whole number times a fraction. Before, we discussed a fraction times a fraction. But what if there's a whole number? Mr. Graham, you said that we had to multiply straight across, but, there's no top and bottom to this. Yes, there is. You shut your mouth right now. Yes, there is. 5, a whole number, can still be a fraction. It really can. Any whole number you see is a fraction. It's just kind of like the bottom part of it is invisible, but you can write it in. The bottom part of any whole number is over 1. So 5 is really in fraction form 5 over 1. And 3 over here in fraction form is 3 over 1. Now we just go back to what we did before. We multiply straight across. 5 times 1, 5. 1 times 5, 5. You get 5 over 5. But if you're a smart kid, you know 5 over 5 can magically turn into something. That's right. 1 whole. Because 5 pieces out of 5 is 1 whole. Another way to look at that is to remember that the fraction sign can also mean division, and 5 divided by 5 equals 1. Take a look at this problem over here. 2 times 3 straight across is going to give you 6. 3 times 1 straight across is going to give you 3. If you get 6 over 3 when you practice this, good for you. You're doing well. But smart kid would realize, hey, wait a second. This can change into something else. Remember that a fraction sign could also mean division. What's 6 divided by 3? That's right. 6 over 3 also equals 2 wholes. Not wholes like, oh, there's a hole in my Swiss cheese. No. I mean whole as in whole with a W, altogether, the whole thing. 6/3 equals 2 wholes. Let's move on to other kinds of multiplying fractions. Kind of traveling through the lesson so I can give you an efficient help. Oh, here we go. This is what I wanted to discuss. Multiplication word problem. Now, when you look at these word problems, don't freak out. You can do it. Just find, the important pieces. We'll practice in this video this top one right here. Last week, Silvio ran 7 laps around the lake. Duncan ran 2/5 as many laps around the lake as Silvio did. How many laps around the lake did Duncan run? Whew. Well, this is a multiplication problem. Usually, fractions like this in a word problem, you see 7 times around and 2/5 as many. I think as many is the clue. That's going to mean multiplication. As many is the clue for that. And so you just multiply the two values they give you. 7 times 2/5. But I can't. Yes, you can. Turn 7 into a fraction. Remember? All whole numbers are really just that whole number over 1. Now multiply straight across. 7 times 2, 14. 1 times 5, 5. You could do 14 divided by 5, but it's not going to be very even. You're going to get this weird mixed number. You know what you do? You kind of go over to the side, and you take your 14 and you put it in the box. And you take your 5 and you put it out the box. And you say, okay, how many times can 5 go into 14? 2 times. 2 times 5 is 10. 14 minus 10. Remember, this is the long division steps. 14 minus 10 equals 4. And that's your remainder. Remainder 4. But what you do in special fraction world, this is what you do. The answer is how many wholes you have. So 14/5 equals 2 wholes. But you can't ignore the remainder. The remainder goes right there, but it has something join him. It has whatever you divided by, or whatever the denominator is, join him. So it's 2 and 4/5. Now that, being able to turn 14/5 into 2 and 4/5, that is some 5th grade mastery, okay? You are a boss if you can do that. It might take practice, but, you know, replay the video and watch very carefully how I turn 14/5 into 2 and 4/5. It's the same thing every time. Want to do one more? Let's do one more. We'll make the video a little longer. Why not? On Friday night, Thomas ate a pizza for dinner and had 2/3 of the pizza left over. On Saturday, he ate half of what was left. How much of the pizza did Thomas eat on Saturday? Hard to tell, but this is multiplication again. How do you tell? I mean, it's really hard to create a division fraction word problem. Most of the time, fractions will be, in word problems, will be multiplied by each other, or added or subtracted. But in this case, it's multiplication. I think the clue here is how much of. That's the clue for multiplication this time. If it was addition, it would have said like altogether, or if it was subtraction, it would have said how much was left in the end. This is multiplication though, so we multiply straight across. 2 times 1, 3 times 2. 2 times 1 is 2. 3 times 2 is 6. And we can divide. We really can. We can divide the top and bottom by the same thing. And that will help us reduce. And you get divide by 2, divide by 2 will get you 1/3. Now that was easier than the one above. You know why? You know why? Because on the one above, your numerator was bigger than your denominator. 14 is bigger than 5. But on the one below, your numerator is smaller than your denominator. And when that happens, all you got to do is reduce. You know, 2/6 can become 1/3 by dividing top and bottom by 2. But up here, when the numerator is bigger than the denominator, you got to do all this stuff. 14 divided by 5, remainder 4. That remainder goes up there. Oh my goodness, all this stuff. So, you know, there are easy types of problems, and then there are ones that take a little bit of effort. But once you remember what to do in both cases, you can get them all right. So rewatch the video. Practice in class. Do your homework. You can do it. You can be a star. Alright guys, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.